Bob by Wendy Mass and Rebecca Steed. Chapter 1. Libby. I feel bad that I can't remember anything about Gran Nicholas's house. On the table in her kitchen, Gran has lined up 3 things I do not remember. 1. A green stuffed elephant in overalls. 2. A net bag full of black chess pieces. 3. A clunky old tape recorder.
You loved these things when you were here before,
Gran Nicholas tells me, but I don't remember any of it.
Not the horses?
Gran Nicholas asks, pointing out the window to a dusty yard. Maybe there were horses there once.
Not the pigs?
Gran Nicholas says, pointing out the back door. If I squint, I can make out some pigs behind a fence, but I don't remember them.
Not this?
She says, holding up the green stuffed elephant.
When you were here before, you wouldn't let go of it. You carried it everywhere. You wouldn't let anyone get near it.
But it's like I've never laid eyes on that green stuffed elephant in my life. It could have been anyone's green stuffed elephant, and I would not have minded. Mom looks nervous. She wants me to remember. But it's her fault I don't. She brought me here for a month when I was 5 and didn't bring me back again until now, when I'm practically 11. 10 and a half. Almost. Of course, I do remember Gran herself because we talk on the phone every week and we write each other postcards. Gran tells me the news of Australia and I tell her the news of Massachusetts. She came to visit us once for 2 weeks, but I don't remember one thing about her house. Actually, maybe I do remember one thing. I think I remember a wrong chicken. I remember chickens, and one chicken that was different. One chicken was not like the other chickens, is what I remember. But standing here in the kitchen with everyone looking at me, I don't know how to ask Gran about that. I pick up the elephant. It's soft and floppy. I still don't remember it. Gran Nicholas sighs. She doesn't say what I know she wants to say, which is that we should have come back sooner. On the other hand, Australia is very far away from Massachusetts. If you want to get from our house to Gran Nicholas's house, this is what you have to do. First, drive from Massachusetts to New York City for 4 hours. 2. Park the car and wait for a bus to the airport. 3. Take a plane for 7 hours to California. 4. Get off that plane. 5. Take another plane for 19 hours to Melbourne, Australia. 6. Get off the plane. 7. Wait in 3 different lines while official people look at your bags and your papers. 8. Wait in a rental car line. 9. Drive the car for 2 hours in Australia. 10. Get to Gran's house. Now Mom's going to leave me here again while she goes to visit all her friends from growing up. The baby is too young to stay with Gran Nicholas, so she's going with Mom. I wonder what it's like here at night. I look at the chess pieces. Does Gran have the white ones? I open my mouth to ask, but instead I hear myself say, "Are there chickens?"
Yes!
She gets excited and Mom looks happy. Gran grabs my hand and runs me out to the yard, where some chickens are pecking in the dirt. I look them over, but they all look regular. "Are these the same chickens?" I ask Gran Nicholas. She says they are different chickens, but the idea of chickens is right. I don't exactly know how to ask the next question. "Did you used to have one that was weird?"
Weird?
She asks. Maybe there wasn't a weird one, or maybe they don't say weird in Australia. Never mind, I say. I realize I'm squeezing something in my hand that Gran is not holding. I open it and see one of the black chess pieces. A pawn. Then coming back into the house with Gran, I see Gran's back stairs. They have carpet on them, and they suddenly know that I have bumped down those stairs. Did I ever bump down those stairs? I ask Gran, pointing.
Yes,
she says.
You loved bumping down those stairs. You
you had a name for it." "A name for the stairs?" "No, for bumping down them. You called it something." I think she was right. I think I did call it something, but neither of us can remember what it was. Now that I've remembered the chickens and the stairs, Mom looks happier. Like maybe Gran won't think we stayed away for too long after all. The baby starts doing some pre-crying in her baby seat. Dad and I invented the word pre-crying, which means the crying that comes right before the really loud crying. Mom isn't fussing with her because she wants me to know that this trip is all about me having special time with Grand Nicholas, and not just for Gran to finally see the baby in real life. I heard Mom talking to Dad about it the day we left home. Mom said, "I want Olivia to know that this trip is about her having special time with Gran, not just about the baby." And Dad said, "I know, hon. You told me yesterday and this morning." Dad can come to Australia with us. He's at home, building a new room for the baby. He says it'll be ready when we get back. Then I sort of remember another thing. It's something about the second floor, but I'm not sure exactly what about the second floor it is. I'm still squeezing that black pawn. It feels good in my hand. "Is there something about the second floor?" I ask.
Yes,
Gran says.
the second floor is where your room is and your four-poster bed.
But what I remember about the second floor is not a big bed with a canopy. I still don't know what it is, but it's not that. It's... May I be excused?" I ask, already turning toward the stairs. "I'll come up with you," Mom says. "Your room used to be my room when I was a little girl, remember?" I stop, one hand on the railing of the carpeted stairs that I used to bump down. For some reason, I think I'm supposed to go up alone. I glance at Beth Ann, who's still wiggling in her seat. Our eyes meet. As if she knows what I'm thinking, she quits her pre-crying and makes her "someone feed me" whimper. Mom turns toward her. Torn between the two of us, I zoom up the stairs. The doors along the upstairs hallway are open. I peek into what must be Gran's room, where a patchwork quilt is pulled over the bed. I pass the bathroom, where soaps in the shapes of ducks and chicks pretend to march along the counter toward the sink. By the time I reach the last room, my room, I'm almost running. I'm not sure why. Then I see the closet. I still don't remember the bed or the bright pink curtains, but I remember this closet, its smell. The door seems like only half a door, and there can't be much room on the other side. I think I left something inside, something really, really important. My hand reaches the doorknob. I know exactly where the light cord is, and I watch my hand reach out and pull it. The light flickers on. Here is what I see. 1. A high shelf jammed with shoeboxes and falling down stacks of old comic books. 2. Below that, clothes on hangers dangling from a bar. There's a tutu with sequins and a few summer dresses for someone a lot smaller than me. Maybe Gran is keeping them for Beth Ann in a long, long time. Right now, Beth Ann is so small she can barely keep a shirt on. One shoulder is always falling out of the neck hole. If I try to fix it, she cries. 3. On the floor, under the little dresses, a Lego pirate ship sits on a brown carpet. It has 4 sails and a mast and a lookout tower and even a swimming pool. It must have taken a long time to build. Next to the pirate ship is a thick, old dictionary. And standing on top of the dictionary is a small zombie wearing a chicken suit. He's rubbing his eyes, a Lego pirate clutched in one green hand. When his eyes adjust to the light, he uses them to look me up and down. Then he says, "You're back. Took you long enough." Chapter 2. Bob. Her brown hair is longer and her cheeks are less round, but I know it's her, Livy. She told me to wait here, and I waited. 5 years is a long time to hang out in a closet. But what else did I have going on? Not much, I'll tell you that. Here are some of the things I did while I waited for her to return. 1. counted to 987,654,321 6 times. 2. Built a Lego pirate ship 63 times in the dark. 3. Played chess against a Lego pirate monkey and still lost most of the time. 4. Tried to do the hokey pokey like Livy had taught me, but there's not much room to turn oneself around in this narrow closet without hitting the walls. 5. Cried, but only once. 6. Okay, twice. Each day. But only for the first year. 7. Meditated a few times after hearing Gran play a self-help tape on the benefits of calming the mind. This was actually not bad, even though my legs cramped from sitting cross-legged. 8. Took a lot of naps, some lasting a few weeks at a time. 9. Thought of all the reasons that might explain why Livy didn't come back for me. She was abducted by aliens, but I'm not convinced aliens exist. Zombies, yes. Other monsters, probably. But aliens, not sure. Her family won the Saturday Lotto and went on the world's longest world tour. If so, she should have stopped here to pick me up. I'm small enough to fit in an overhead bin, and I do enjoy a nice salty peanut snack. Or she discovered an ancient mummy in Egypt and got busy giving interviews. But I think I would have heard Gran Nicholas talk about this on the phone. Gran is a loud talker, and I have excellent hearing. Or maybe she got scared. But Livy is the bravest person I've ever met. Maybe she just didn't like me anymore. This is the one that led to the crying. But now she stands before me and she looks so sorry and surprised that it's hard to be mad at her. I still am, but less. You're all grown up, I say, letting the hand holding the Lego pirate swing behind my back. She flips her hair over one shoulder. Almost 11. You're a lot taller and your face is not as mushy. She reaches out a hand toward me and then lets it fall back. I'm so sorry. You told me to wait in your closet for you. You said you'd be right back. She tilts her head at me, just like she used to before when she was trying to puzzle something out. Did I really say I'd be back? I consider this. Well, you did say you'd see me soon. 5 years later isn't soon. It is even soonish. Livy looks at her feet. I can't remember anything. Honestly. I do not reply. What can I say? All I did for 5 years was remember, and all she did was forget. I narrow my eyes at her. This was not easy because I don't actually have eyelids. I focus on looking skeptical and nonplussed. I know words like skeptical and nonplussed, and a whole lot more because of the 26 minutes each afternoon a shaft of sunlight shines through the door frame of the closet and I read the dictionary. If I'd known about the light, I'd forgotten further than the cheese. She takes in my firm stance and my disapproving expression and my toes, tapping on the carpet. I am laying on the guilt trip pretty heavy. Then she rolls her eyes and puts her hands on her hips. I was 5! We hold each other's gazes until I sigh. She's right, of course. How can I blame her? She was this tiny slip of a girl, barely old enough to write her own name and tie her own shoes. I was 10 at the time. For the record, I still am 10. I've always been 10, as far as I know. Still, Livy was the kind of 5-year-old who could get things done. Wasn't it Livy who found me and saved me? Wasn't it Livy who made me the chicken suit and taught me to walk again in it? Wasn't it Livy who promised that she'd help me find my way home? 5 years is a long time to wait, but if she could do all that when she was little, she must be able to do much more now. Maybe this time she'll find my answers. Maybe this time she'll get me home.